Okay, so the stream is live. Just made a quick announcement in the Discord to let everybody know, well, anybody who's in there. And it is technically a few seconds early, but it's about to be 3 p.m. Pacific time. What's up, East Coasters? 6 p.m. you guys' time, and the Hawaiian and Aleutian Island time, it's noon. So aloha Hawaiian coin hunting crew. Let's see if anyone's in here. Beats, what up? I see you. Thanks for joining. Anybody else in here yet? So far, Beats Me by Dre. So I'm assuming that's like a reference. Slight delay. Yeah, there is a little bit of a delay. Not as bad as it was when I was trying to do it from Hawaii. There was like a mad delay over there. But even just in general, so I'm watching the chat live, and then there's a few second delay. So actually, do me a favor, Beats by Dre. Beats Me by Dre. Type something and I'll count from when I see it, just to see what the lag is. Anakuro, what's up? Thanks for joining. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. But anyhow, what's up, coin hunters, coin hunt community? Beats Me by Dre. Reference, obviously, to music. Dr. Dre. What is that? And while I wait for that answer, and as more people join, I just want to say thank you to anybody who is jumping onto this stream. This is something that I plan on doing on a more frequent basis. I need to figure out kind of when the community is at the right amplitude, right, to generate as much discourse and conversation as possible. And I don't know what time that is yet, so I'm not in the Discord chat all the time, but I know that sometimes there's a lot of people, sometimes there's not, so hopefully we can figure out some metrics that can help us optimize across the time zones for most players. My Reddit username got corrupted, so grab the first silly name I thought of. Well, that's cool. There's actually like a producer out here in Los Angeles, a female. She goes by, I think, Beats by Dre. Pretty dope, but that was like a very close analog to it, so I thought there was like a infinitesimal chance that you might actually be that person. Dub710, thanks for joining. Shadow Reaper, what up? Welcome to the stream. There's a heads vote. Yeah, Beats by Dre. Oh, now I look like an idiot. I know there's the headphones. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking in terms of like screen name handles and things that I've seen on the different socials or whatever. So yeah, there's definitely a product that aligns with that name as well. Oh, okay. Word. Okay. Yeah. Hey. All right, name droppers. Let's. Cool. Welcome to the chat, guys, and congrats on the purple victories. Yes. So that was awesome. If you have not seen the video, I'm sure that everybody in here probably has the video. I mean, the video just only captures like the tiniest percentage of what the overall experience of that purple vault even was, and I'm glad that there was like such a strong sense of community when that happened. And that's one of the reasons why I just absolutely love this game, is like the community is the greatest, and the community that the founders have created is one that's like respectful and like, you know, helpful, and it's really cool. But when we went out there, it was like uncharted territory, and I definitely felt like I was an ambassador for the game in that moment, and that was like the first real big challenge slash journey slash like epic achievement that could be done in the game, and I'm really excited and fortunate that it could be me to complete it. So that's cool. So anybody else in the chat, if you join, please just say, hey, what's up, and I can see who's in here. And the thought process behind the Bloc Mobile, I mean, it's simple, right? So I'm like really motivated to be competitive. In like almost all facets of life, I'm competitive. And when this game was created, it was just another game, right, that I played, and it was fun. My friend had told me about it, and so I started playing. And I played it early. I was one of probably the first iOS players, and the game evolved so much over time. With each update, you kind of had to change your strategy if you wanted to maintain, your spot within the top echelons of the game. And I'm playing it, like I want to be the best, right? So the Bloc Mobile, the thought process is I see people like Squeamy, who has his referral game is strong. And I have admittedly been reluctant to recruit people on like a larger scale because it's so cumbersome, especially out here in like Los Angeles and Southern California. Everybody's got an iPhone. I mean, it's probably like, no joke, 20 to 1 people that I even talk to are iPhone. And it's just a pain in the butt, as anybody who's tried to refer somebody through iOS knows. But good question, definitely. See who's in by looking at the list. So I just have like a pop out of the chat window. I don't see a list. I just see like when someone says something, they appear. There might be a better way to do it in the future. I don't know. Lepi Doctora. So is that how you would say it? Lepi Doctora? Because that's how I say it. But hello, thank you for joining. Limpy's in the house. So it's a wrap. The car's a wrap, the Bloc Mobile. So anyhow, Squeamy, yes, Squeamy's got tons of referrals. And he claims, at least, that he doesn't play a ton. And I play a ton, and that's how, one of the ways that I'm able to stay on top. But also it's like adapting with those different updates that kind of change how the game is played. So the big picture, though, is that, if you can refer people and kind of create your own army or squad or team or coalition, collective, whatever you want to call it, like I think I put a couple things on my socials where it's like, join my squad, because, I want like Bloc Boi to kind of have its own little following. And those referrals are huge. We saw actually this month, right, was wild because I created a purple key, and Princess Hyena got a purple key worth of leaderboard points and the actual purple key because she referred me. And then she got the vault, so she has like an unprecedented amount of leaderboard points this month. And Illusion Weaver himself said that her place on the global leaderboard for this month is pretty much untouchable. And then I'm in there with a purple vault worth of leaderboard points, and then whatever other leaderboard points I just get during a month, which is obviously a lot because I'm usually on the top. I mean, you don't become the #1 global player by just casually playing. so I take it to the Bloc Boi extreme, I suppose. And then we just recently saw when Zach created, or forged rather, the Coin Hunt World Community's second purple key that was created, his referrer jumped past Squeamy into third place. And it's like, I think, Destoa. And the interesting story behind that, I hope Zach, I don't know if you're in here, if you don't mind me telling that story, when Zach joined, he didn't have a referrer. So he just mentioned in the chat, like, hey, does somebody want to give me the referral code? And that individual is the lucky recipient of a global leaderboard finishing position for this month. So shout out to Zach. Nice work. Go to Miami and do us proud. We'll see, right? Leppy is fine. Cool. That's because that, yeah, for sure. Leppy. That's what I'm talking about. Is the mobile a sticker paint? Did I say that? Sorry, it's a wrap. It's a vinyl wrap. So I took it to a place locally. You know, I almost don't even want to say the name because I want to tell the dude, I'm going to be like, look, man, you're going to get some free promotion if I name drop you. But a local place, to be named at a later date, did the wrap for me, did a great job. I'll probably actually name drop him at some point. So when I'm going like this, it's because the chat window, you know, text is kind of small. So I'm just trying to figure out what was said. Where is it? Okay, Blockmobile. How many hours a day do you play? Depends on the day. Sometimes a few. So there's days I don't play. And especially now that I'm trying to kind of create all of these different social media things. I admittedly was not a social media expert, so like I was new to Twitch. Obviously, if anybody who tried to follow in on one of my earlier broadcasts saw, I had a lot of growing pains. I did a recording and actually have it on my YouTube right now that has a bunch of reverb because of the fact that I didn't mute one of the mics on a camera. So there's like a slight delay between my USB camera that I use, or not camera, but my USB mic, and then my camera. But anyhow, so I had some growing pains. The Twitch stream from Waikiki Beach during the Hawaiian Purple event was flawless every time I practiced it. And then when it was time to do it, it didn't work. So I had my share of like weird technical issues when it came to my first couple Twitch stream attempts. Army, yes, hahaha. Bloc Boi Army, yeah. It's my squad, right? Squad. It would be great if we could purchase some swag to set up at local events to get massive referrals. What do you think would be possible for banners, flyers, etc.? Limpy. I mean, sky's the limit is how I look at it. Like, I mean, I just wrapped my vehicle. I am actually planning on doing like some recruitment events. You know, I've spent a lot of time on a college campus, got a couple degrees, and that would be one place that I think would be like an awesome place to set up and tell people. I mean, what better place than a college campus, densely populated, bunch of kids that need money, and various locations throughout the campus that could become user vaults. Very cool scenario. My first attempt at UCLA was a bust because pandemic and there's no one out there. So, but things are slowly returning back to normal. I mean, the sky's the limit when you think of ways to get referrals. Mom loves you. Hey, good to see you. Finally figure out how to say hi. Thank you so much for joining. My new real world coin hunt world friend. By the way, if there's like a random trivia question on a future Purple Vault that says who was the first real world coin hunt player to spot the Blockmobile in the wild, for the record, it's Mom Loves You. Shout out to SoCal Hunters. Is there Coin Hunt World merch? I mean, not yet. Like, I'm going to make some Bloc Boi merch. I'm not going to lie. Princess Hyena is actually a really cool graphic artist, amongst many other things. But she's the one that helped me make the Chill QB t-shirt that I wore during the Hawaiian event. there's going to be like some Bloc Boi stuff coming. There's been a test batch of, yeah, so if that's real, I mean, I know it's real. So I'm a little bit upset. I didn't get any test merch, you know, at Illusion Weaver, at Cuckoo Puffs. Where's my test merch? I missed out. See if I can drop the links. Yes, drop the links. Good Lord, I need to catch up. Please try. Okay, there is a link. Sweet, I'll check that out. Sorry for the Discord photo link. There's a couple. Okay. Merch links. Bop, 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 bop. Boom. I hope I can save this. I don't want to open all these right now. But, I probably should. Oh, I just also wanted to shout out today's sponsor. Someday. Sorry, that's my idea of a joke. No sponsors for this video. Just me. Self-sponsored. Show us some gameplay recordings. You know, I have I have so many gameplay recordings that I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of them right now. I'm trying to edit some and make things that are useful. I'm in the process of doing some tutorials, but it's still in like the... Anyways, there's stuff in the works, folks. This is just all new. I had to teach myself how to do digital editing and all this stuff, so it's coming along slowly. And for the record, the Purple Vault video, that's not me. That level of editing is like done by a professional. I had somebody who was a professional producer create that for me. So that's not me, but like anything that wasn't that was my production. So that there's a clear difference between like other stuff and that stuff. You know, so for example, once this chat is over, I'm recording this while also streaming it, so I'll also take that same recording and probably put it on my YouTube. That's what it's called. So anyhow, gameplay recordings. I will eventually. Gameplay. Oh, so yeah. The only player who got test merch was Sneaker Pimp. That must have been a long time ago then, because old Nico and I used to go at it in the early days, but it had to have been many moons ago. So hey, on that note, let's do this. Anybody who's watching right now, go into... Here, I'll do it first. I'm going to put at Illusion Weaver and at Cuckoo Puffs. Test merch. Is that what it was called? Hold on. Test merch? Is that what hold on. I'll just say CHW merch round 2. Okay. So anybody who's in here, go into the Discord. I just added the founders of the game. Let's force their hand, you know. If the people want it, they got to give the people what they want. So go into the Discord general discussion and put like a thumbs up or something. Whatever the first emoji is on that comment, everybody else just hit it. Bump it. My video disappeared. Oh no. Well then, hold on, let me... Am I still here? Sorry, I might not be able to do that. Am I still there? Okay. So so again, this is a learning experience. So Apparently, if I navigate in a particular way away from my broadcasting software, it loses me momentarily. So anyhow, go to that, Purple Vault, bang. Let's get some merch going on, because for sure, I want to rock some merch. All right, catching up. Who's doing, what is that thing Shadow Reaper keeps doing? Stop that. No, I'm just kidding. It's like a worm. Leppy guy, you just as efficient on Twitch. Great job, Leppy. Thank you. YouTube, raw footage. Yup, YouTube. Lurking. Okay, Corlithiel, thanks for coming in. Sorry if I missed anything that you mentioned. Black Image, have a screen. Okay, good now. Let's get to the nitty gritty. What's your plan for when the shop comes online? Planning to sell some blueprints, maybe. It's an octopus. Okay, yeah, Limpy, good question. I mean, when the shop comes online, that's the purchase option, right? So I plan on buying whatever is in there. I mean, they mentioned that there's going to be the Bitcoin QB, which is super dope, and it's cool that they made it a rare release, so that there's going to be 10,000 of them, which seems like a ton right now, but we're in beta. Once this game goes public, it's going to become, there will be millions of players. It's going to happen. So those of you who can get in right now for 2 yellow keys and get that Bitcoin, that's going to be a smart move to make now, because I think what Limpy's getting at is that once the marketplace open, which is like the selling component of items or resources that you collect by playing the game, there will be some strategy involved, and there will be, people who have exclusive or rare blueprints who may sell the blueprint, who may sell a completed QB. It depends on, people's resources, but that's a really exciting part of the game for me. It's very interesting. It's going to be critical for someone like myself who, I spend all of my keys. I spend all of my resin on a regular basis because I'm trying to, stay high on the leaderboards, and that, is important for me. So when the shop comes online, I plan on buying I'm going to buy both offerings that they've already mentioned are going to be sold in June. So for those of you that don't know, I don't know the exact dates. I know that it's like first or second week of June. I believe the Bitcoin QB is being sold. There will be 10,000 ever blueprints in the game. And then there's going to be an epic one release, which has 500 blueprints ever. And they haven't disclosed what that one's going to be yet, but the Bitcoin is 2 yellow keys, and the undisclosed epic one is 2 red keys. So when will the Bitcoin QB launch? I think it's like June. I don't know. Is Leppy, are you still in here? She would probably be the good person to quickly reference that information. I want to say like June 7th or something. It's in the shop. But everybody that's in the game right now is going to have the opportunity to buy it. So don't feel like that's a red vault, or floating vault Hawaii situation where 4 minutes, like you're in it or you missed it. There's enough to cover all of the early access players that are in the game right now. All the beta testers, the OG community. So, anything else? Anybody still here? It's been 23 minutes. If we're done chatting, I appreciate. Are you going to Miami? There's a question of the day, question of the week, question that I've actually been getting a lot. So, probably not. I wish I could. I was kind of, I was making all of the logistical analysis that would be required to make a trip like that happen on such short notice, just like I did when the Hawaii event was disclosed. Once that dropped, it was a pretty quick timeline between when it was even a thing, right, when it was announced, and when you'd have to execute. So the thing about it is this: the Bitcoin conference I didn't really know much about, but coincidentally, after I looked into it, it was originally supposed to be located in Los Angeles, but Los Angeles being so population dense, our COVID vaccine rollout took longer than a lot of other places that could get to the regular population phase of vaccine distribution earlier than us. So, the regular public couldn't even access the vaccine until I think it was like April 15th. In other states, it was way earlier. And like states like Hawaii had their stuff figured out very early. But anyhow, they moved it from Los Angeles to Miami. And I hadn't really heard about the conference. I've never researched it. And the tickets, the general admission tickets to get into the Bitcoin conference are $1,300. So it's a little rich for my blood just to attend an event, although it would be like just a really, really cool opportunity, because you were either, and that's the other thing. So there's there's a general admission ticket, and then there's a whale ticket, which provides other different things. So if you're a whale, if anyone's never heard that term, it's somebody who owns a lot of crypto, generally an early adopter, like a very early adopter, where a small amount of money became something very large. So those tickets are like 10 times as much. Wild. Don't think I'm going to go. You should drive the mobile over and pick up vaults on the way. I mean, like, honestly, that would be the coolest thing. If I could just do whatever I wanted, a cross-country tour in the Bloc Mobile, stopping in key strategic, cities or whatever along the way would be the ultimate road trip, right? But unfortunately, that just does not work. Oh no, I thought you were. Hey, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. If a Bitcoin conference golden ticket manifested itself, then it would be a different scenario. But I would not want to go all the way there just to get the purple vault, but not also be able to partake in the crypto conference. So more notice. I'd love to see. True Boi, hey, thanks for coming back, man. Did you just get here? You've been here for a minute? Yeah, more notice would be great. I do like the kind of like surprise element of some things in the game, but when it comes to stuff like that, where it's like realistically the average player or person can't just, I mean, once there's millions, though, there will be lots of people, I guess, that could go to any of them. But I would like to see more notice as well. Blueprints are in the vaults, yeah. The color ones, special ones are in special events. Yeah, so it's a good point. Anybody that's new to the game, when you collect stuff randomly in the resource vaults, there are certain times when, during special events, unique stuff drops, and then during regular times, like right now, the regular colors drop and the regular blueprints drop. So just the yellow, red, and purple and green blueprints and the paint that corresponds to them, and then, of course, the blue paint. $1,300. Is the ticket itself an NFT? You'd think so, right? But apparently everybody that goes would get one. So by definition, it couldn't be an NFT unless they were each unique. That might be actually like wow, I think you just created something. A limited event where your ticket is an NFT. Oh, dude. I claim it. I just claimed it. I claimed it. It's my idea. What's a normal key vault run for you? Mention the top players were hitting 100 plus per day. Yeah, it's a good number. I mean, it depends. So I typically find myself playing the second half of the month differently. It seems like in the beginning of the month, many of the newer players are those who have been saving up blueprints for a few months and therefore leveraging that bonus that they get from the first print of a new QB. And I kind of like to see how that plays out a little bit. and then I turn it up and go ham towards the end of the month, and people who are uninitiated with how Bloc Boi rolls find out that I charge hard at the end of the month. I made a joke, hashtag all gas, no brakes, because I like to be up there. I like to be on top of that board. But 100 plus a day, definitely, if I'm doing a full day song. Whale ticket, yeah. So that would be the ultimate, right? Is if there was some random whale out there that happened to see the stream and was like, whale ticket, make it happen. I'd be there in a second. Mark my words. And you can hold me to that. If anything like that happened, I would 1,000% go to the Miami event and once again turn all of my keys into a purple key and then be key poor again. If you guys could see my inventory screen, it's so sad. I have probably 2 blue keys, maybe a green key, probably 0, and like a dozen, baker's dozen-ish yellow keys, a couple red keys, and then obviously no purple because I just used it. But it's not it's not an enviable position. There once was a time before user vaults, before all these extra vaults were added without adding keys that go along with them. You would increase your balance of keys if you played a lot. So for a long time I was just collecting and stacking keys, and then all of a sudden it went from that to being like, look at all these new vaults, and I'm just filling people's user vaults. I want to see that achievement. And in a minute I do want to have that conversation about achievements. So, whale ticket, Bitcoin, QB, 7 through 11. Thank you, Limpy. So the Bitcoin QB will be sold in the shop in June. And I believe, if I recall correctly from the Discord chat, Illusion Weaver had mentioned that the next build is going to be mid this upcoming week. So that probably means that the shop will be live, or maybe not, because I guess that will be the first item in the shop and it won't be sold until June 7th. We'll see. I don't know what that build will be, actually. And then the Epic Blueprint, June 21st. 2 red key. Missed the beginning. And pending. Hands off. I mean, I don't know. I think that was my idea. You just mentioned NFT in relation to a ticket, and I took it to that level. We'll collaborate on that. Shoot me a DM. Let's talk about it. All right, Shadow Reaper, thanks for joining. Yeah, and Akura, 2 blue keys, no joke. I think that's actually what I have. Let me look. So, anybody still in here? I mean, I know, obviously, Anakura, I think, because you just commented, or maybe it took me a long time to get down to that point. But if anybody is still in here, that's cool. If not, it's also okay. I'll probably just talk a little bit more if no one really interacts, and then upload the video. But yeah, it's even worse. 1 blue key, 1 green key. Troubling times in this coin hunt world, folks. Good, a couple people are here. So, yeah, here's the only problem, though. I do recall, I can tell that story. The key struggle is super real. There's a list of who is here, but here's the problem, though. So I kind of have, you guys can't see it from my perspective, but there's a bunch of stuff going on right here, and a bunch of stuff on my desktop. So I have an iMac, right? It's got a big wide screen. I am using different programs, maybe not in the most economical or efficient way. I don't know. I just, like I said, I taught myself how to do all this stuff. So I have a couple chat windows open, and then the program that I use to broadcast open. But if I navigate away from it to look at the list that's on the full Twitch channel, I think that the screen goes blank. So what I did is I popped out the chat and put it there. You know what? Actually, I want to try something. Well, here's a live experiment, guys. So if you could imagine a DJ that's like, you know, he's, you know, looping their stuff, and then it's a moment where the loop is just going. I'm gonna try something. This is where they're like, hey, they're getting into the jam and they're gonna do something impromptu. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add something. I'm gonna see, because this is cool, I think. If I can do this, I need to copy that. All right. I feel like a Gordon Ramsay chef in the kitchen, and they're like, that's gonna be Twitch chat. There's like all this pressure to do this thing. Maybe it works, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Oh wow, I gotta log in, okay. So if you guys bear with me for a second, this might be really cool. I just need to... Oh, okay. No, it's going to be a little bit trickier than I thought. Oh, that's... Nope, don't want to do that. Shoot. Now I'm moving my camera. Alright, I was going to add the Twitch chat as an overlay, which I can do in the future, and I will do. But it's probably best. It's best to create that as a scene setup before I start. I technically could do it on the fly, but there was one thing that would have been weird, so I didn't do it. Okay, do you recall how you became introduced? Yes, absolutely. So Princess Hyena somehow found out about this game and knew that I was into crypto and games that can be played on your phone. And that's it. So she told me about the game, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Kind of, you know, started playing it and been hooked ever since. The game's great. Before that, so I used to do a lot of like Clash of Clans and Boom Beach, two Supercell games that Supercell, you gotta pay me if this ever hits 1 million views. It won't. But those are two of my big games that I played before, and honestly, I like hardly ever play them. I actually just went into my Boom Beach game today and was like, hey, everybody, sorry, I haven't been in here, missing all these ops and stuff, but it is what it is. This game is different. You earn cryptocurrency, excuse me, for playing a game. Get them coffee burps. Key struggle is real, 100%. Sent you a friend request for a buddy quest. For show. I'll, maybe if I restart the game, I'll see it right now. Let me see. Just type in a couple things in the Discord real quick. So, alright. How do I take my coffee? Alright, that's a good question. So, it depends. I have a couple favorite drinks at Starbucks. I once upon a time was like not into coffee, right? Everybody has a time in their life when they're like not into coffee or whatever. And then most people eventually come around and decide that, yeah, you know what, there's a reason, or just you drink coffee, sure, maybe you get up early. So the first cup of coffee I ever had was when I was 16, worked at McDonald's, and just basically filled a cup up with a bunch of sugar, a bunch of cream, put a little bit of coffee on top because I was an opener. And that was my first experience. So here we go. Probably shouldn't do it without looking. Got you, Beats. So anyways, that's how it started. Fast forward till now, and I like a much more robust flavor. So if I go to Starbucks, I'll often get like either an iced latte or iced vanilla latte, hot latte, depends. But I'll get an extra shot of espresso to give it a little bit more oomph, but maybe also like do one less pump or two less pumps of the flavoring so that it's not super sweet. But spent some time abroad and got into espresso and things like that. So, but I'll take my coffee any way I can get it if I'm limited in options. And then, you know, it's like people's food and drink preferences. Once you have option to anything under the sun, you know, some days you feel like this, some days you feel like that. That's me and my coffee. Oh yeah, Anna. Anna or Anna? Because I would think Anakura. Anakura is not a pain to say. 4 syllables is not too much. Can you go on a coin hunt and stream? I could. I can. I absolutely can. The only issue with that right now is it would only stream the gameplay. So there's actually an app that I got that's like a third-party app that's supposed to let me stream the gameplay while also broadcasting my selfie camera. But it doesn't work for iOS, at least not like it's supposed to. Almost had me considering getting an Android because supposedly it works with that phone, but I could, I will. Maybe, you know, maybe that's something that once I establish like what my rhythm is for streaming, I can say, you know, I do game streams, like gameplay streams certain days, and then chat certain days. I would prefer to do the gameplay streams because I think that's more interesting. Chat with people while I play. But I think this is valuable too in some ways. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so Lippy, that's a great question, and actually something that I want to make a dedicated video that talks about that broader perspective, because my interest in crypto, like many people's, was a little bit reluctant to start, and if I had like actually listened to the friend of mine that first told me to get Bitcoin, yeah, I'd be in a different situation right now. So anyhow, on that note though, there are absolutely things that I do besides that. And to me, it's more than just crypto. To me, it's like from a financial literacy standpoint, where I didn't get a very comprehensive education on financial literacy or any of that type of stuff when I was growing up. And I feel like you really only do if you're in certain circles or have, you know, the opportunity to have a successful family member who maybe knows about business, but then also cares enough to like teach people. So it's kind of like a unique thing to get the early education on how to create wealth or create money. And crypto is just like kind of one component of that for me. And while that's like the central focus of this game, and there are a couple other crypto things that I use, it's crypto in and of itself is only one facet of that more comprehensive picture. So to more specifically answer that question, ShakePay I looked into. That's for y'all Canadians. I think they need to make an American version because I would definitely do that. I do a couple things that I'm not going to say them by name yet, but there's a few like other apps that I use that give a very small amount of cryptocurrency. The only reason I don't want to say it right now is because I don't have them linked anywhere. I guess I need to do that. There's a bunch of stuff that I plan on doing. Everything just takes a lot of time. So before you go on your hunts, yeah. So there's something I also run in the background that collects a very small amount of this other cryptocurrency. I figure, you know, while I'm out and about, I might as well do that concurrently. So that's a good strategy. I mean, like stacking up, whether it's Satoshi or GUI or Doge or whatever else, you know, you said Geos, yeah, you know, like XY coin, all that different stuff that you can just get by like moving around or whatever. Or Shake Pay is like it's like a shake weight. Sorry, probably a bad reference, but yeah, I mean, it's just a way to get crypto easily in very small amounts. So this game, though, gives you way more than a lot of those other things. But I'll still do them because I'm periodically checking my phone anyway. So when I do stuff on my phone, I'll just kind of do all that stuff at once. Love a good espresso with an S. But yes, or black coffee. Coffee con leche, also, I agree. I think that, you know, a milk and coffee is good. You know, if you add a little bit of flavor to it or a little sweetness to it, I think that's also good. Not always in the mood for something sweet. But then again, I'm like also, I don't drink a ton of just black coffee or just espresso by itself. I do, just not a ton. I think, like I said before, it all depends on the scenario. And after spending a lot of time abroad, like you realize that, you know, there's like different times of the day for different drinks and stuff like that. You know, if you order a cappuccino, after a certain point in the day, people are they're like, oh, look at this idiot ordering this breakfast type of coffee. Clearly not an appropriate time. But anyhow, that probably plays into it a little bit. It's a shake weight, all right. Still dumping resin and lacma. Yes, so that's yeah, it has stalled out. That's what happens when, you know, it's funny. There's been multiple times when people are like, "Oh, Bloc Boi sandbagging," because at the end of the month, I go on these like just these marathon hunts where I am very competitive, and I will go and I will get all the hot spots all over the city, and jump leaderboard positions, which is really difficult to do at the end of the month because everybody's kind of under that pressure crunch time, right? So everybody's going a little bit hard. But anyways, what happens when you constantly are, like I said, I spend all my keys, I spend all my resin. Before the Yellow Vault QB Crane update, I was filling everybody in the city's user vaults, and LA players can attest to that. I guarantee you there's not a single LA player that didn't get at least one of their vaults filled by me exclusively because I use all my resin like that. But the problem that created for me was the timing of the release of that update. I didn't have a stockpile. I didn't have a surplus, all right? Like, so Squeamy, I think, if I recall correctly, dropped 380,000 resin into that crane to help them become the first. And if I hadn't been filling everybody's user vaults and building up the community and increasing the vault density in Los Angeles, I probably would have had a lot more resin. But again, I'm not like saving it. I'm not sandbagging. I print my blueprints as I get them and fill vaults as I see them. So anybody in Los Angeles right now that has a user vault, I apologize. Not giving you much love because I'm focused on that crane. And it was cool having a yellow vault at LACMA, and we need to get it back. So all the resin that I get right now goes in there, and it's stalled out because I'm just plunking it away 10K at a time. I know that Mom Loves You is also plunking it 10K at a time. And anybody else who might see this or knows another Angelino Hunter, hey man, we gotta get together, familia. Let's get this thing done. You know what I mean? Let's get it done by the end of this month if we can. So yeah, dumping that resin. So I had planned on keeping this open for an hour. I mean, that's a long time, and if anybody's still in here, I genuinely appreciate it. I know that some people were like kind of coming and going. So anybody who has stayed throughout, Muchas gracias. Should be a sandbag QB for anyone who contributes more than 50. Like, at one time, right? 50,000, like, gunk, 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 for sure. But even that, I don't think that's really that big of a sandbag, because, I mean, I could play for, like, at the end of the month, I'll get more than that in a week. So if I did, I mean, it's a little bit sandbaggy, but 380,000 squeamy, that was like the ultra. I just think it's crazy. It's so funny. All right. Hey, Limpy, thanks for joining, man. Stay classy. Hey, but before you leave, everyone come see how good I look, right? I love the reference, though, man. That's one of my jams. More than 100,000. There you go, Leppy. So 100K. It was 81? Okay. So today's, yeah. It'll be close. I think we'll get there. All right. Hey, thanks for coming. Hopefully we see a buddy quest soon. Beats. Holler at me in the Discord. 81 this morning. Was that a update in the Discord that I missed? Or did you go by there? I already know the answer to that. You went by there. It's at 81 probably because you put a couple in there, right? You dropped 10. But still, you put one in. So you took it to 81. So it's at least 81 right now. That's cool. That's cool. So, I mean, I think that we could... I don't know. It depends. If you and I are the only ones, and by you and I, 20 yesterday, there you go. I think I'll have... So I'll have some to drop tomorrow. I didn't make it down there today because I did this instead, so I just stayed up in Hollywood. But if Mom Loves You and I are the only two Los Angeles hunters who are putting their resin into the LACMA vault, then it might not be finished by the end of May. But if even a couple other people can collect 10,000 resin by the end of the month, you can get a slot where if you put that 10K in that specific crane at LACMA on Wilshire Boulevard, when it's constructed, you'll get one of the builder QBs, which you can only get by contributing at least 10,000 resin to a user vault. So, yeah, nice work. I love it. So here we are. It's almost 4 my time. I thought about keeping this thing going for an hour. If there's anybody else in the chat right now, or if anybody has any questions, say it now. Otherwise, I think I'm going to log off. There's no sense in keeping it open full time if I'm just talking to myself. Leppy, thank you. Mom Loves You, thank you. Everybody who joined today, thank you. I plan on making this, more of a regular thing, so hopefully people come tune in and we talk about the game and expand the community a little bit further. So until next time, keep stacking sats. Bloc Boi out.